Chapter 1, The Quiet One. In the bustling town of Marampa, there was a boy named Zion who hardly ever spoke. He wasn't shy. He simply believed words were sacred and should only be used when they truly mattered. He didn't talk much at school, didn't raise his hand, didn't join debate. But every evening, in his small room under the staircase, Zion wrote poems, dialogues, monologues, full-length play. His notebooks overflowed with words he never said aloud. He dreamed of one thing, to write a play that the whole world would watch. Chapter 2, The First Submission. At 17, Zion heard that the National Theater Festival was accepting students' written plays. It was a prestigious platform, and the winner's play would be performed on the biggest stage in the country. Zion stayed up for weeks, editing, deleting, rewriting. His play was called Silence, a one-act piece about a mute boy who changes his town without ever saying a word. When he submitted it, his hands trembled with both fear and hope. Chapter 3, The Rejection. Weeks later, an envelope arrived. He opened it and read the one line printed on it. Thank you for your submission. Unfortunately, it does not meet our standards. No feedback, no suggestions, just cold rejection. Zion stared at the paper for hours. Then he quietly packed away his notebooks, closed the drawer, and didn't write again for 3 months. Chapter 4, The Teacher's Question. One day, during literature class, his teacher, Mrs. Rahil, noticed Zion staring blankly out the window. She called him after class. Zion, did you ever submit your play? He nodded. Was it rejected? He nodded again. She gently said, do you know how many times great writers were rejected? Sometimes the world says no before it's ready to say yes. But your voice matters, even if it's on paper. She then handed him a small flyer. Our school's annual drama day. Why not direct it yourself? Chapter 5, The Impossible Rehearsal with Reluctance and Fear. Zion pulled out his script again. He recruited classmates, none of whom had ever acted. The boy who played the mute lead was always cracking jokes. The girl cast as the town mayor couldn't stop laughing at serious lines. But slowly, something shifted. As they practiced more, the story took over. The students began to connect with the message. Even silence can be powerful if it's honest. On the night before the performance, Zion whispered to himself, no matter what happens, I told my story. Chapter 6, The night of the play, the auditorium was packed. Parents, teachers, local reporters. Zion stood behind the curtains, heart pounding. The play began. There were no elaborate sets, no flashy costumes, just simple lighting and emotion. When the final scene ended, the mute boy holding a sign that read, "You don't need to shout to change the world." The hall was so quiet you could hear breathing. Then, applause. Long, loud, unending. Chapter 7, The Letter. 3 days later, Zion received a letter. This time, not from the National Festival, but from a local drama critic who had attended the school play. Dear Zion, I've watched plays for 25 years. Rarely has one moved me like yours did. Please don't stop writing. The world needs your silent epilogue. The voice within Zion never did become loud, but he became heard. Years later, his play Silence toured across schools and festivals, and whenever people asked him why he chose to write a play without a talking protagonist, he smiled and said, because silence is not emptiness. Sometimes it's where the loudest truths live. Moral of the story, rejection is not the end. It's often just the beginning. You don't need to be loud to make an impact. Your creativity matters, even if the world doesn't understand it at first. The quietest voices often carry the most powerful truths.